Welcome back to What Arty Noobs. This is an SU-130PM. It's a Tier 8 Soviet turreted tank destroyer, sort of turreted. It's located on the west spawn of Studzianki and it's under the command of Fixing Stupid. And that's me. Yes, I'm in platoon with Zoe Balls and Ram Tough. And we're all in the game together. Zoe's in the Link 6x6, Ram Tough's in the M40, M43, and I'm in the SU-130PM. Now, Zoe's dashed into the centre already, see if she can get some early spots on the enemy. And I didn't realise she was going to go over there, so I actually was going to go down to the south end, but seeing as Zoe's gone into the centre, I've decided to join her and try and see if I can get some shots on her behalf, pick her up some assistance or some spotting damage. Nobody's seen yet. Nobody revealing themselves, but Zoe's right there in the open. She spotted a 110, but I've got no shots on him. There's also a Lorraine 40 ton near the centre, and over there we've got a VK7501K. Well, the ISU's decided to move down to the south, and Zoe's still in the centre. I thought I might be able to get a shot through the wall, but no, didn't work, so I pulled back. Just in case I was spotting, because I've got no sixth sense on this vehicle at all. Nothing. It's a brand new vehicle, only bought it within the last week. So no crew skills yet, just working them up bit by bit. Okay, towards the south we've got 40 ton and a number of enemy tanks taking fire. Zoe's lost some hit points already. The Lorraine 40 ton goes down. You can see there's an SU-130PM over there by the factory. Couldn't get a solution on him. So he's still in the centre. Rams to the rear. Okay, at this moment I'm moving south because it looks like our team are actually going to push through that corner. They're doing rather nicely. They've pushed the enemy Arty out of his spot because he realises he would fall prey. And I'm going to try and skirt up through the edge, and if I can get to a good position I might be able to get shots on the enemy. Zoe's been spotted by the enemy tanks near the factory and she's dashing across the field towards the rest of the group. Now they're quite nicely doing up there. Oh, that was a bit awkward. I ran into the rock there. And looks like the enemy SU-130PM goes down. And well, there's only a couple of enemy tanks near the factory, plus some further ones up north. Let's see if I can get some shots on some of the enemy over here. Come around the corner. Can't see the Progetto. I can see a VK up there. So he's still with her posse. And unfortunately she just got killed by a Borsig who spotted her. Okay, we've got a Progetto over here. No shots yet. Over towards the factory, a 7501K, but I've got no shots on him. I can't see the SU-130PM. And I've got a fellow SU-130PM join me. Okay, there's the enemy. Nice hit on him. Low roll though, 498. This 13cm gun will do 520 alpha and penetrates 243mm of armour. I'm afraid my teammate there in the SU-130PM went a bit too far forward, popped up and of course got shot at by the enemy Arty. I'm still nicely in cover. I don't think the enemy can see me, but I'm pretty sure there's some enemy over in that corner. No sight of them yet. Oh, there's the Progetto. I get a hit. The ISU almost put his gun directly in path of my shell, but I get a nice hit on the Progetto for 510. A low roll again. Remember the alpha damage. Tried to get a shot on the VK but didn't get it. And now my teammate in the SU-130PM is blocking me. And I can still see him there. He's in the... Yes, he's in the factory yard. Now we're pretty certain that there's nobody in actual sight of me at the moment. And I'm looking there, and I don't think I've got any targets. So, okay, I'm going to go back into the dip, and I suddenly see there's a Type 59 approaching around that corner, and there's a batch at 12 ton was up in the woods. Just took a round from the enemy FV207, worked out where he was. He's in the corner. I notified my teammates that that's where he was. We've got the Borsig over there. There he is. Tried a shot even though it wasn't fully dialed in. Didn't get anything. It's a long reload, 13 seconds. Type 59 still to my left. And the VK is only a short distance away. I can't see the Borsig anymore. Most of our attacking force on that side's gone. The VK's gone. We're still even on the score. And there's still no sign of that Borsig. The SU-130PM, who was near me, has now gone over to that corner. Okay, I'm going to try and deal with that Type 59 if I can. I pivot myself around. We've got an SU-130PM coming up from the other side. And the ISU-152 is going through the factory. And there's the Type 59. I'm going to go in and see if I can get a hit. And I can only see the top of the vehicle. The ISU-152 goes in and I blast him just as he pops up and get the kill. So, oh no, here comes the Batchat. He's only got a few hit points, but I'm not loaded. And he's going after the ISU-152. Takes him out the game. He goes around the corner and he stops. And I hit him. He ran into that wall. Couldn't go round it. And I just blasted him in the rear. So, 2 kills. Oh, enemy Arty tries to have a go at me. I think about going back to the dip if I can to see if I can spot the enemy. Now, we lost the SU-130PM. We've only got the Wizzy-1201 GFT and the FV207. I'm afraid we lost Ram Tough earlier on. I'm going through the brick factory. That's what it is. It's a brick factory. Can't see anyone yet. I'm worried about actually going out this way because I think the Borsig's somewhere in this direction. In fact, it's not a Borsig, it's a Wizzy-1201 GFT. And he's actually driven by a member of, or I think a member of REBRN. And I suddenly spot the FV207. And I go in. Yep, 1 shot's enough for that guy. And I'm about to turn around and I suddenly realise this, the Lorraine is behind me as well. And he just tried a shot at me. So I'm trying to get around as quickly as I can, chase after him. It's not the fastest tank destroyer, this one. In fact, the Lorraine 155-51 is a lot faster. You do 60 kilometers an hour. I can only do about 40. He's well ahead of me. I'm going to have to line him up for a shot. I think he's going to try and escape to the south. Okay, here we go. Stop. And yeah, no doubt about that. I turn around. I'm about to come up this way. And suddenly the Wizzy-1201 GFT comes into sight. I've got a Pascucci's. I'm just loaded. Oh, that one hit the tracks of the vehicle, spun him round, but he repairs his tracks. And I'm trying to maneuver to get out of his way, and unfortunately that shell hit me. I'm going for the lower plate. And I fire it, and it hits the tracks again. And he hits me another shot. I'm only going to get 1 more round, I reckon, if I'm lucky. If not, he's going to get me. I get 1 round in, and unfortunately I'm dead, but I've left him on half of his hit points. And now we've got 1 Arty, the FV207, and a Wizzy-1201 GFT. And our Wizzy-120 is near their cap. The Wizzy-120 on their team is headed towards our cap. Of course, he doesn't know the FV207 is still there. And at this moment, I should have actually gone straight away to the Wizzy-1201 GFT to see what he was doing. Unfortunately, I didn't transfer straight away. I was talking with the others on TeamSpeak, and we can see the FV207's trying to retreat to the south. I always tell to everyone, if you do get killed in battle, try to switch over to the nearest tank, and I will switch over to that Wizzy-120 eventually. Now he actually comes up to the factory or comes near to the factory, and I didn't think that the Wizzy-120 would stay around. In fact, actually, the others say go back to the cap, and that's precisely, he does turn around and head back in that direction. And yes, I finally realised that I wasn't showing the Wizzy-120, and the enemy Wizzy-120 is now capping. The FV207 is moving in the south. Well, we know where he is, but the unfortunate thing is now we're relying on the FV207 to get a reset. Now, he can fire some blind shots in, and hopefully he's got the 6-inch gun, which has got a fairly good reload and a fairly good blast radius. Now, he did appear to get a reset there, because it's now longer for him than it is for us. But I think the FT207 got a little too close. And the enemy stopped capping. He's got 51 seconds to get to this cap, and he could easily do it. Now, ideally, what the Wizzy-120 would do is just sit in that bush, which will keep him hidden. But instead, he's actually decided to move about quite a bit, which is not very good, because ideally, if you're waiting for an enemy to turn up and try and get a reset, you want to be ready to quickly turn and shoot. And you can't really do that quite so easily if you're moving about, because your reticule bloomed. Well, the FV207 is still down in the south. The enemy Wizzy's only got a few seconds to get here now. 11 seconds, and the Wizzy-120 still moving about. Don't do this ever. Stay in one's position, stay still. There's the Wizzy-120. He lines up, and the Wizzy-120 hits the tracks, and our guy fires back and gets the kill. One shot, all it took, and unfortunately, yes, I couldn't make that shot count. If my previous 2 shots had actually hit the target, that would have ended the game there and then. But because they hit the tracks, and because he carefully actually turned his vehicle at the right moment to try and get the shell into the tracks, I missed out. I should have actually gone for the superstructure instead, but the superstructure on the Wizzy-120 is very well angled, and of course that's why if you fire at the superstructure, you're more than likely going to get a bounce, and I didn't want to do that, so I was aiming lower. Now let's have a look at the end of battle stats. And it's a second-class tanker for fixing stupid. In fact, that was the first time I've had a second-class tanker in this game. I managed to get in the SU-130PM, I managed to get a demolition expert because I blew up one of the Arty. I got a Reaper badge for getting consecutive kills with 1 shot each, a fire effect for doing more damage than hit points of my own vehicle, a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills, I got 4, and I also picked up a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits, I got 7. On top of that, I got a Pascucci's medal for killing 2 enemy Arty, and my win rate for the game was 3,690. If we look at the team score, we can see that I didn't get the highest damage in the game. That actually went to the ISU-152. He got 3,754 hit points of damage, picked up the high caliber. The next highest scorer in the game was myself with 2,609, and of course I got the Pascucci's. And the next high score after that was actually the Type 59 on the enemy team with 2,176, followed by the Wizzy-120 on our team, who finally managed to get that Invader. When it came to kills, it was shared between myself and the other SU-130PM. We both got 4 kills each, 3 kills for the Wizzy-120 GFT on our team, and the Borsig on the enemy team. When it came to base XP, it was also myself again. I managed to get 1,011 base, 1,005 went to the SU-130PM, the other one, and 908 went to the ISU-152. We can see that Zoe got killed before she was able to do any damage to the enemy. She was trying to spot, and she did get 595 hit points for spotting damage in that game. And we also see that Ramtoff did get one or a couple of hits actually on the enemy. He fired 5 shots, 2 hits, direct hits on the enemy, and picked up some hit points of damage. But unfortunately, again, he was taken out of the game early on as well. I fired 12 shots in that game, got 9 direct hits, 7 penetrations, damage of 2,609 hit points, of which 1,008 were up more than 300 meters. I received 3 hits, all 3 were penetrations. Yeah, the SU-130PM doesn't really have any armor at all, and so anything that hits it normally goes straight through. I also received 2 hits by way of splash damage from the enemy Arty as well. I spotted 1 enemy vehicle, I think that was one of the Artys. Damaged 7 of the enemy, killed 4, and did 183 hit points of damage assistance during that game. On a premium account, I earned 78,941 credits, and after repair and ammunition resupply, took away a profit of 57,261 credits. I got 1 bond for getting the Pascuccis, 1,516 XP times 2 for the first victory, 8,034 for completing the mission and events, and 152 because this is a premium vehicle, so I took away 11,219 experience points altogether, and that's very useful because, as I said, I've got no skills on this at the moment. I'm only working up the crews, no 6th sense at all operational, which means I am very vulnerable because I don't know if somebody spotted me. So I just have to get a crew member on there as quickly as I can to tell me when I've been seen. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel please, and thank you for watching.